Disciple Institute. Once again, you're welcome to the Christ Disciple Institute. We are having the CDI Disciples class tonight. Today, we are continuing with the course, The Minister's Health Care. We started with Health and Disease, lesson 1. And then last week, we dealt on stress and stress management. Today, we are taking lesson 3, Environment, Drugs, and Nutrition. Environment, drug, and nutrition. So we'll look into environmental health, we'll look into the usage of drug and drug abuse, and we'll look into nutrition, and how it's important for your well-being as a person and as a minister of Christ. We will start with the environment. So I'll be calling this part will be environmental health. Environmental health. Now, the environment plays an important role on how healthy or sick a person or people may be. Now, environmental health has been defined by the World Health Organization as the aspect of human health and disease that are determined by environmental factors. So, under environmental health, we're looking at the environmental factors, things that are within our environment that can determine how healthy or how sick we could be. When we talk about determinants of health, we mentioned the environment, and today we want to look into that one as the first part of this lesson. Now, environmental health is focused on preventing infectious diseases spread by water, spread by waste, spread by food, and spread by animals or rodents, such as rats, and insects, such as mosquito, cockroaches, and the rest of them. Now, environmental health addresses how the environment can really affect our health. And our health with regards to the environment can be ensured by two major things. One of the ways our health can be ensured with regards to our environment is what they call biological adaptation. Biological adaptation and then environmental health. Now, what is biological adaptation or adaptation? From the word biological, how you adapt biologically, how your body adjusts to your environment. Now, we as human beings have the ability to tolerate environmental conditions that affects our health negatively. But at times, like we talked about stress, get to a point where your body cannot carry it anymore and it breaks down, and we cannot tolerate that condition anymore, and then we fall sick. This tolerance is known as biological adaptation. Now, we are adapting to our what? Environment. You get to a given environment, or some environmental factors, affects you, your body adjusts to it in terms of temperature, in terms of even noise. There's some level of noise, you adjust your mind, adjust your body until everything seems as if in fact, there could be noise everywhere and you don't seem to feel it. The things you eat and things you drink, that should have caused you to become sick. Your body works through your immune system, through your white blood cells, and they try to fight all these things so that you don't see those things happen. At the end of the day, your body is looking healthy again. But these things cannot continue for long. If you constantly bombard your body with negative environmental factors, your body comes to a point where it gets to its elastic limit and it breaks down. Now, this biological mechanism that helps us to adapt can be made stronger through two major things. Number one, good feeding. If you eat well, you help your body. We're going to talk about feeding as we proceed. Then reducing the danger or adverse elements in our environment. Now, instead of allowing your body to keep taking the bullets, you reduce it. Let's say, for instance, somebody shoots you and the bullet goes into your body. I'm using physical bullet, for example. You can struggle to see how you can manage. Doctors can try to see, maybe touch one organ or you miss the organ, and they try to see how they can move it. But if they spread bullet from your head to your toe, you are gone. Which one will they take? Your body cannot take all of them. The same thing, you are eating food that is contaminated. As you are taking it, your bodies are working. You keep taking it. You get to a point your body cannot, because the bombardment has become too much. So with good food and reducing the bombardment of those negative factors, as it were, will help your biological mechanism to adapt, to work to adapt to your environmental conditions. However, another way we can really help, that is reducing those adverse environment, apart from the food we eat, is through what we call environmental sanitation. Environmental sanitation is a process of taming or sanitizing the environment so that it no longer constitutes hazard to you. You know, sanitizer, when you use sanitizer to sanitize your hand, that means you are removing all the bacteria that would have been, attacking you from your hand and other things. The same way, environmental sanitation is that process that we embark on that helps to do what? To remove or reduce the impact of dangerous and adverse elements that are in our environment, so that it does not constitute hazard to you. It is the control of all physical factors, physical environmental factors that can potentially harm your human physical development, harm your health, and harm your survival. It involves managing waste, in having good water, that's water quality control, controlling the amount of vectors, that is disease-carrying organisms, that are around you. When I say organisms, I include animals, rats, and all these things. When you do that, you are breaking the disease cycle and creating a hygienic, sustainable living space. So if you are able to manage these things, then you are reducing the dangerous and adverse elements that are in your environment, and so your body gets time to build up and you become and live healthy. Now, the objective of environmental sanitation is to create and maintain conditions in the environment that will promote health and prevent disease. We have not about health and disease already, so I will assume you are already following. So that is the objective, that is the target of environmental sanitation, is to create and maintain conditions in the environment that will promote health and prevent diseases. Now, our external environment contains elements which are essential for life and for the maintenance of good health. But it also contains things or elements that are dangerous to our health, both good and bad. Since Adam ate the tree of knowledge of good and bad, everything around us is just good, bad. The sun is good, but there's a way the sun will, rain is good, there's a way rain will go, and you understand me now? Praise the Lord. So, we want to promote health and prevent disease. That is the essence of environmental sanitation. Now, and I've told you that things around our environment can be positively influential on our life or negatively influential on our life. Now, environmental sanitation, like I said before, has to do with a lot of things. One of it is the area that concerns our behavior, and the other things that requires structural interventions. In other words, part of our way to have good environmental health is tied to our behavior, how we act, how we live. And then others would determine the kind of structures that are placed to help us, have good environment that is not affected by those negative factors that can negatively affect our health. Now, environmental sanitation involves the following based on all we have said. Number one, waste management. in your society or in your country or in your local government may have a Department of Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, or those that manage waste, take rubbish and other things. So one of the things Environmental Foundation involved in is one, waste management. This has to do with proper disposal of refuse. Sorry, not refuge, refuse or sewage. You know what called sewage from your WC, from your manhole. Now you say, how does this concern ministers? You are a human being. That you're a minister does not mean that you are not a human being. You are a man of God. What? Man first, before of God. So if the man side dies, the of God side will not work. So you need both the man side and the God side to operate. So this course is dealing on the man's side. It's not everything just a and else. You have a part to play. So waste management is one of it. You have to properly dispose your rubbish, your refuse, your sewage. This is about safe disposal of human excreta. That means you have to have good latrine or good toilet facility, and then solid waste like garbage, the things you throw in your dustbin, you can call it dustbin, but it's actually garbage bin. And then wastewater, the waters that are now dirty. I visited one place some years, not too long ago, late last year and early this year. Some people use basin to wash clothes, and after washing the clothes, they leave the basin like that, and the thing has become fermented. Everywhere is stinky. You see some people, their plates are not washed. They are finished eating, they pack it, and flies and cockroaches are moving inside of it. And then when they want to eat, they just take it, put it under the water, and use one foam and do pep, and then they put food on it. And those of you who eat in restaurants that you don't even know how they prepare. One brother came to church one day. After service, he went home. The next day, I called him out, bro, how are you feeling? How are you? He said, Pastor, I'm not feeling fine. What happened? So after service, he stopped by one roadside woman shop, and then after eating, his stomach had been running. That thing had been pursuing his stomach. He had a running stomach, you understand what I mean? So wastewater must be properly disposed. Must be properly what? Not just poured anyhow. It must be properly disposed. The ones that contain things that will generate some kind of smell and things they are all waste. Some people, they use basin to big bowl to wash clothes. After washing clothes, they wash their plates, their feeding plate inside that same bowl. You are not helping yourself. You don't say Rabo Sontara Baba. It does not, because you purposely. Jesus Christ said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. This is why you are knowing what you are doing. Father will forgive you for the one for the one that you purposely know. That is why we are teaching you right now. He said, my people are destroyed for lack of what? Knowledge. So waste management is not only what government will do for you. I know government will create opportunity and create places where we can dispose our waste. But we too have to create it for ourselves. If you don't know what to do, you bury them. You do what? You dig ground, bury and close, because that is how they bury dead things. Now, there are so many kind of, garbage and dead things and all these things. They must be properly disposed. Another one is vector control. Vectors are animals and insects that carries pathogens. That is, pathogens are disease-causing organisms. Now, insects like cockroach, like fly, that is house fly, like mosquito, all of them are vectors, and they carry the mosquito carry the plasmodium, and they inject into your body, and you have plasmodiasis, we call malaria. The cockroach carries some elements that can cause elephantiasis. The other ones, other pests and rodents, they are also disease carrying. Rats, wall gecko, nkapi. Nkapi, that rat in the bush have long mouth that smells. You know what they do. A lot of things. I don't know the kind of environment where you live. If you are living in a semi-rural environment, or in a rural environment, and even some suburban, some urban area that are not well kept. Most of these things have their freedom, including snakes, including other kinds of, so even human beings can be vectors. Yes, some of them have gone around, gathered all the rubbish everywhere, and they come to your house and they rub it on your table. And hey, I shake you, hey, in your layer, and they shake your hands and they transfer. Please. And that is why you must do a lot to control it, including the animals that are reserving, they are serving as reservoir to infections, including human beings. Now, this is why you kill the animals and use insecticide or whatever means to remove the mosquito. And while you are using the insecticide anyway, you also have to be careful so that you also destroy yourself. Now, a lot of things play. Make sure you do your best in controlling disease-carrying animals, including insects, including human beings. How to keep them at check. Remember, during the COVID, you are asked to put your nose masks. You are asked to be careful how you shake people, how you door handles, chairs, and all these things. Even the clothes that you wear, these things carry a lot of things. May God help us. We are only asking you to do your little best, and then God will do the rest. But you have to do your own part. Now, water safety, provision of safe and adequate water supply. Yeah, the government is supposed to provide it, but where they don't provide, or you don't have a channel to proper pipe-borne water, what kind of water do you drink? Unfortunately, today, even the pure water that we buy to drink sometimes are not that clean. Even the ones you drink with bottle. I remember one time I was traveling and I wanted to drink water, and so I wanted to get somebody who sells this bottled water. I saw one lady with the bottled water. I said, come. The man beside me said, my friend, that pure water you see is even more cleaner than this pure bottled water you. Because we always feel that if it's bottled water, then it's clean. But the question is not about bottling or sachet. It is how it is being produced and how it is being stored. You see, some people think because it's bottled, but not every bottled water is clean. Not every sachet water is clean. So you have to be able to know when it has tests, it is not good. It means that it's contaminated. Some have been kept under the sun for a long time. Drinks that you take can also contain. Most of these canned drinks, you don't know what is inside. Some people have opened some canned drinks and the type of things you see inside are horrible. So please provide adequate and safe liquid supply, including water mainly. All right? It is protecting and ensuring that the water you take is clean. Another one you must ensure, like I've mentioned before, is food. Safe guarding of food, both in home and public places. Make sure that the preparation of the food, everything that goes through the process are clean. All right? We have a lot of things happening these days. Even those who are preparing the food, some are even using some diabolic things, putting, a lot. I don't want to talk about those ones. That one only God knows. But we're talking about the one you can handle. At least make sure that the place you are going to eat, if you eat out, it's a good environment. Look at the environment. Look at the kind of person. Look at the woman that is serving. Look at how she dressed. Some people will put their hand in their nose and then they'll how much do you want? You go and eat and then problem. Remember the brother that said have running stomach. Your own may become dangerously running stomach and then that will be problem. So you have to maintain food hygiene, clean the public space, and make sure that the places where the food is produced is clean, both your kitchen or wherever else you eat. Another one is hygiene protocols. Now, we are ensuring cleanliness in public and private spaces. This one includes hand washing. Make sure that you have facility that can help you to wash your hand under running water. And if you are using bowl to wash, I think you should have two bowls, one with water and one that's empty. Take the water and then, if you don't have a running water, just take them from this other one and pour down. We are wonderful people. When we want to eat, we wash our hand just like that without soap. And then we finish eating, now use soap and water to wash our hands. It's good to use soap and water to wash your hand first before you eat. Those of us who use hand to eat. Even those of you who use cutleries, make sure that they are clean. Or sanitize surfaces. These are all hygienic, including air hygiene, please. Atmospheric pollution could be dangerous. Sometimes you see some roads that are building, the dust, they carry some microorganisms, and they enter your nose, and before you know it, you are having cough, and some of them are accumulating in your lungs, and before you know it, you can't even sleep very well again. All these things. Put nose masks or face masks to cover your nose, or get your handkerchief and chichere, and do it what? And chichere, tie it behind your nose, so that this at least you are helping to. And your handkerchief too should be clean. Let it not be a house of bacteria. You have done ATM, and then you use to rub your face, and then you rub your hand and say Nyalia. Please, let us be very careful. The next one is public health and housing. Now, when we say public health, we are still talking about, the area that structure that government had to provide for us. Provision of good housing. When you are building your house, you put it in a way where the windows have proper ventilation. So when air comes from here, it goes out from the other side. Some rooms don't have. Sometimes because of security, you can't even open your windows again. That is why these days people put air conditioner that takes it out and condition the air. But for those of you and many of us living in Africa and in some kind of places, especially some ministers of the gospel, when they post you to press it, they don't care about your health. Please, when you're general overseer, don't care about your own health. You too should do what? Try your best to care for it. Don't allow anybody to kill you in the name of posting. Make sure that the place they are giving you as accommodation is well ventilated and there's good, has enough sun to come in. Sometimes the sun that comes in also helps to sanitize your home as it were. So eliminate all forms of health hazard, noise, radiations, especially from our phones. Keeping it too close to us, is not too good. We are in the midst of radiation anyway, but God will help us. And I think as time goes on, there will be enough education to help us to our body, adjusting the biological adaptation so that these things don't create problem for your health. A lot of dangerous fumes, especially when you are living by the roadside and vehicles pass by and release carbon monoxide, your generator and all that, please be careful. All right, that is the most we can say about environmental health. You can read more from your internet and from other materials. Please, what we are talking about is having to maintain a good environment so that the factors that can destroy your health are being taken care of. The next one to talk about is drug, the use and abuse of drug. Now, what are drugs? Some people say drug, whichever. Now, drugs or drugs, as they call it, are chemicals. Are what? Chemicals that causes change in the body or in the mind. And sometimes both in the body and in the mind. Drugs may be swallowed, may be inhaled, may be applied to the skin or injected. Now, we have something called medicine. Medicines are drugs used to treat and to prevent illness. Now, when drugs are used for any other purpose that is not medical, then that drug has become what? Bad for you. What you are practicing is what we call drug abuse. Drug abuse is abnormal use of drugs. You are not using the drugs for the purpose for which it is meant. All right, tramadol and all this other kind of drugs, you just can't take it because you feel that it make you high. Please, all chemicals and medicines are drugs, but not all drugs are medicines. All chemical medicines are drugs, but not all drugs are medicine. In other words, not every drug that is useful for your well-being. So you must be careful the way you use anything that they call drugs. Even medicines can be what? Abused. Like when you're taking illegal drugs or non-medical drug, is all drug abuse. Now, the use of drug, including illicit substances, misuse prescription of medicine. Medicine is prescribed for something else, or you take it for something else, or they have prescribed drug for you, and then somebody is getting sick. What is wrong with you? Okay, I have the medicine. You go and carry your own prescription and give to another person. Before the doctor gives you a prescription, they have checked you, know the load of infection you have, and know the quantity that you need. The quantity that I need may not be the quantity that you need, even though we have the same symptoms or the same kind of sickness. Our bodies are different. All right? Other things that we can abuse apart from drugs include alcohol. Alcohol have their place. They have natural alcohol. Natural alcohol is the one that you find in fruits, in your vegetables, the one that God himself arranged for a purpose. But alcohol abuse is when you now take that sugar cane and you boil it to become ogogoro, or you take palm wine and boil it to become what? Ogogoro, or you ferment it, and then you ferment all these things, you cook them, you try to create something that has the ability to what? To intoxicate you. You are no longer using these things according to what they are produced for. I went to preach somewhere, and I told them about smoking or use of drugs. Smoking is part of this drugs. As I said earlier, drugs can be inhaled. Now, I told them, he said, but all this marijuana and the rest of them, they are useful for human body. I said, good. I bent down and picked up stone and wanted to throw it on the head of the person I was talking to. And he dodged. I said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to hit the stone on your head. He said, why? I said, you see, stones are useful and they have their place. But if I throw it on your head, it has become abuse of the stone. The same way, alcohol and tobacco and all these things, they have their medical use. And doctors can use them. Like the spirit that we use in treating our body, they are alcohol. But you must not abuse them. You see? So when we say don't take alcohol and all that, it's not because if you take alcohol, you go to hellfire. Don't take alcohol, you go to heaven. It's not about heaven and hell now. It's about your health. You are destroying your body. All right? So we have to be careful because these things have profound impact on our mental and physical health and can lead to some chronic conditions that are very, very adverse on our body. They can lead to dependency, meaning that you cannot do without them anymore. See, when people have abused drugs, see them, they crave for that drug. They want to take it. They are scratching. Please, they got involved into criminal acts, robbery and all kinds of things, so that they can get these drugs to satisfy themselves. Now, formerly you are taking one. Now you cannot take one and be satisfied again. You need to take 3. You need to take 4. You see what I mean? And it can also lead to death. Can lead to miscarriage if you are pregnant. Can even frustrate your reproductive system, your nervous system, your endocrine system, and all the system, including your muscles, your liver, your kidneys. These are, in fact, kidney and liver are the most hit, including your brains, leading to all kinds of trouble. So substance abuse can create a lot of problems. Now, even though some of them can be, treated and taken care of by medical practitioners, but they can be very, very dangerous to our body. Now, the following are drugs that are not good for our health. 1, alcohol. 2, tobacco. 3, illegal drugs like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, crack, and many, many, many others out there. Tramadol, codeine, all these things, some of them are normal drugs that can be prescribed, but when you are now taking it out of prescription, you are now having what they call drug abuse. These drugs do not only have physical effect, but they also have psychological effects. They can affect the way you think. Sometimes they take it and they become drowsy. They don't even know what they're doing again. They can drug you, and then you sign documents you're not supposed to sign. You enter into a relationship, you commit sexual immorality and all that. When you go to somebody's house, they put something for you, and you drink it, and you don't know yourself again. So all these are the effects of drugs when they are abused. Now, let's talk about medicine. These other ones I've mentioned, please don't take them at all. Alcohol, tobacco, whether by smoking or by drinking or by sniffing, don't take cocaine, marijuana, heroin, crack, and the rest of them, please. Now, let's talk about the medicine, which is the drugs that are for medical purposes, for treatment of illness. Medicines are bullets. Medicines are dangerous. As much as possible, it is taken as a last resort because they all have side effects. All right? Medicines that have side effects. I don't mean the natural medicines that are not chemicals, the one that we produce that are for food. That one is medicinal. Okay? Medicinal food, medicinal herbs, but not the ones you take on herbs that are cooked and prepared, all these things, and then you are taking them. They are not too good they will destroy your kidneys and your liver. So what do? Number one, use medicine only when necessary, because all medical medicines, chemical medicines, are dangerous, including the ones, herbal medicines they have mixed all kinds of things that you don't even know, and they shake it and say you should take 1 glass, 2 glasses. Please take medicines only when necessary. Number two, know the correct use and the precautions for any of the medicines you use. It is written on it, and the doctors who have given you will tell you. Number three, be sure to use the right dose. Don't take overdose or underdose. They are both bad. Number four, if the medicine you are taking is not helping you, please stop using it immediately, especially if it is causing some reactions in your body that is not comfortable. Number five, when in doubt about the medicine you want to take, seek the advice of a medical practitioner, mainly a medical doctor. Then you have the right to find out the use of any drug that any person or even a doctor gives to you. Tell them to explain to you, this drug, what is it for? What does it do? Ask very well. If the medicine especially have no, some doctors will remove the label so that you don't go and buy it somewhere else. You must come to them to buy. Ask them to tell you what they are giving you. Don't take what you don't know. Saying, if the doctor will give me. No. You have the right to ask. If it has expiry date, please check the expiry date if it is correct before you take it home. We went somewhere to buy something and we didn't check the expiry date. By the time we got home, so that it has expired. In fact, the doctor we paid and they gave us drugs. By the time we came back home, I looked at the package and saw that they are all expired. I had to call the doctor. Doctor, the drugs you gave to me are expired. Sorry about that. It must be the nurse mistake. I was like, okay, look at the name, buy it from a pharmacy shop. But the money I paid has gone. If the medicine does not have FDA, Food and Drug Administration number, if it's Nigeria, NAFDAC number, please check that thing very well. If not, throw it away. Pregnant women and nursing mothers should avoid unnecessary drugs or medicine. If you are pregnant, be careful how you take. Make sure that the doctors prescribe what you are taking. Number 8, avoid any drug that causes allergy or creates some allergic reaction on your body. Number 9, persons with ulcer or heartburn should avoid medicines that contains aspirin. These things can trigger your body to start having some pains and some discomfort. Number 10, if you have hepatitis is the disease of the liver. Please do not take antibiotics, or strong medicines. Make sure that you are careful about that. Let the doctor direct you. A good doctor, not a Achotepono doctor. We have many Achotepono doctors these days, so be very careful. I remember when we went to the hospital for something one time, the medicine the doctor prescribed, he said, take this one before eating. And we followed it, and the condition became worse. I said, stop. I saw a person who is not even a medical doctor, but a medical practitioner, but not a medical doctor. He said, do you take this medicine before? A pharmacist, and actually. He said, no, don't take that drug. Eat first before taking it. Don't take it after eating. Don't take it before eating. When we switch everything clear, doctor gave prescription and it was causing problem. A pharmacist changed it. So there are some people you have to be very careful. Know some of these things yourself. These days, you can Google things and find out before the doctors. Some doctors can give you things that will finish you. Be very careful. All right, finally, let's look at the last part of this class, which is about your nutrition. About what? Nutrition and health. Now, nutrition and health are essential for fueling the body, maintaining energy level, and preventing chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. When we say nutrition and health, remember we talked about health and disease. So health is all about your total wellness, okay? Not just freedom from disease or infirmity, total well-being. Now, nutrition is the process by which our body takes in food and use food. So when we say nutrition and health, we are saying that it is about the process by which our body takes in food and use food for the total wellness of our entire being. All right. So nutrition is the process by which the body takes in food and use food. It is all about consuming, absorbing, and using the nutrient needed by the body for growth, for development, and for maintenance of life. When you take in the food, you have consumed it, then your body your stomach have some linings in the stomach and even in the your intestines, and they absorb the food, and the ones that are not that are left are pushed down the large intestines and they are taken off. So they absorb, and then what they absorb is called nutrients. Those nutrients are needed for your body to grow, to develop, and for you to maintain a good life. Life is good. Live it well. Now, nutrition is a critical part of health and development. Better nutrition is related to improved, stronger immunity. Now, we'll say immune system. Talk about the system in your body that defends you. It's not like the military department of your body. They are the ones that fight diseases and help you to have that what they call biological adaptation. Remember, I say one of the things that help our biological adaptation is good nutrition. So when we are talking about nutrition now, we're talking about good food, good feeding. All right, they help you to live a better, healthy life, and then they also help you to lower the risk of non-communicable diseases. We have already talked about non-communicable diseases such as diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. When we say cardiovascular diseases, we mean the disease that affects your heart, the cardiac heart and the blood vessels, cardiovascular diseases. So include atherosclerosis, include heart attack, include all kinds of things that have to do with the cardiac muscles and the muscles of your blood vessels. All right. Also, when you have good nutrition, it also helps you to live long. The Bible says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God. He said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by the word of God. Someone said, don't eat. Enter into 40 days and 50 days and 70 days and 100 days fasting. The bread of the word of God is what you need. You need both. You need the bread of the word of God for your spiritual well-being. You need the bread of the physical, the bread of food. Even Jesus Christ said, let us go from somewhere and restaurant and eat. After he had preached for a long time, he said they have to eat good food. And he gave them balanced diet of bread and fish. And they ate. It was miraculous food anyway. So please, it is very important. People with adequate nutrition are more productive and can create opportunities to gradually break the cycle of poverty and hunger. If you are not well, you cannot work. If you cannot work, you go into poverty. And if you're into poverty, you cannot eat well. And that will become a cycle. Poverty, hunger, no good food. You cannot work. Poverty, hunger, no good food. Cannot work. And eventually, it's not proper. Right? So please, one of the ways to kill poverty is to eat well. If you eat very well, then you have strength to work. And if you have strength to work, then you can make money. And you can also buy good food to eat. Malnutrition is when you are not eating well and your body is now telling you that your tank is not full. Your tank, you need 100 liters and you're using 10 liters. You know how it is. Your car will be doing until you quench. So malnutrition in any form, on every form, presents significant threat to human health. So the food you eat as a man or woman of God is very essential for effectiveness in ministry. Your body needs food for life and good health. Eating the right kind of food in the right amount helps you to look and feel and perform best. You look fresh. You look good. It's not, when you are growing plumpy, it's not plumpy of disease plumpy. You are looking fresh and your body is good. Your heart is beating well. You don't have diabetes. Your sugar level is okay. Everything is balanced. That is what we're talking about. So no one food provides all the nourishment that you need. You need a lot of food that can provide you enough nourishment that you need to keep your body going. That is why nutrition is very important. Food that promotes good nutrition are called nutrients. Now, that thing in the food that gives you good nutrition is called what? Nutrients. So nutrients are substances found within the food that the body needs to work properly. Nutrients gives your body energy and enables your body to function very well. They are classified into two major groups. We're not talking about other classes, but there are two major classifications of all the other classes. One is what we call the macronutrients. That's the bigger ones. And the micronutrients, that is smaller ones. The macronutrients are in form of protein, carbohydrate, or fat. And they mainly provide you with what? Energy. Now, the different macronutrients serve different energy pathways and function in the body. Energy from macronutrients in food is measured in calories. How many calories? Like carbohydrate, the quantity of carb, quantity of protein taken from meat and other. We're going to talk about that later. Then the micronutrients are the ones that are micro. They are very, very, you cannot even see them with your two crocodile eyes. But when you eat food, they are contained in the food. They are called vitamins and minerals. Now, they are required for the body in minute quantity. The other ones you may eat to eat plenty. These ones, you don't need them so much. Small. They protect and promote the functions of your body organs, including how the macronutrients are being processed in your body. Although critical to health, micronutrients does not give energy. So you don't begin to eat vitamin and mineral and forget carbohydrate, protein, and fat. All these ones are necessary. Now we're going to break them down in elaborate form so that you can get them fast before we close tonight. What are the types of nutrients? I've talked about two categories, macro and micro. Now let's break them down into the nutrient levels. I didn't mention water, but water is part of the nutrients. So there are 6 types of nutrients, and then as you take them in a balanced way, it will help you to live well. If not, you will have diseases, and then you will have challenge that may kill you, and that is not our prayer. So what are these? Number 1, I have mentioned before, let me mention again: carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins, mineral, and the 6th one, water. Water is like what we call solvent. It is where all these things are dissolved and carried around your body. In fact, it is said that almost a large percentage of your entire body is water. If we dry up every single water in your body, you will look like broomstick. So water, your body itself is made of water. Your saliva, water. Your tears, water. Your blood, water. The enzymes in your body, water. The what do you call it? The glands of your body, they carry water. The gallbladder, all of them contains water. So they are very, 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 very important. Now, let's look at carbohydrate quickly. Carbohydrates are mainly sugar and starch. Sugar and starch. Now, I'm not giving you full health education here, but this is just basic health education to help you as a child of God. Now, sugar and starch. Now, carbohydrate provides us with energy, and they include some food that we eat, especially if you're in Africa. You eat food like gari, rice, yam, bread, and all the food that are sweet, and all the drinks that are sweet, they all contains carbohydrates in some quantities, okay? Now, the next one is protein. Protein are substances found in the cells of our body. Now, protein food provides us with the capacity to build and repair. Protein helps to build and repair your body. Protein food include poultry, like chicken, turkey, and all that. And then fish, egg, meat, milk product like ice cream, yogurt. Then fruits. Some fruits also contain protein. Some vegetables also contains protein, like beans. All right, grains, legumes, that's groundnut, beans, soya bean. These things contains protein, and they help to build your body. There's body building food. The other one is energy producing food. This one is body building. Okay, then we have the fat. Fat contains most of the concentration of energy. Now, fat are chemical substances that are similar to carbohydrate, but they have less oxygen, so it does not burn off fast. Just like carbohydrate can be burnt off fast, but fat do not burn off fast. Fats are excellent source of energy. Fats carry vitamins too. There are some vitamins that dissolve mainly in fat. Fats are found in butter, margarine, meat, and other things such as egg, cheese, and milk products. Find out others. We don't have much time. The next one is vitamins or vitamins. Vitamins are found in living things, and they are all needed in small quantity for life and growth. They help to build our bones and our tissues. All right. They are also very helpful in keeping our organs healthy. They also change carbohydrate and fats into energy. That's so. Have you seen when you pour oil and you put some soap inside the oil? You see how the soap begin to dissolve. That's how some of these vitamins does to the fat and the carbohydrate and make it to dissolve so that your body can absorb them. So we can get them mainly from oil, from vegetables, from organ meat such as liver and the kidney. When you take these ones, you provide yourself with this energy, with this what do you call it now? Vitamins. All right. Okay. Finally, before we talk about water, talk about minerals. When I say minerals, I don't mean Coke and Fanta. I don't mean all these bottled carbonated drinks. I mean minerals, which are nutrients that are produced by the body. They are produced by your body as you take certain kind of food. They are used to regulate your body processes and in the formation of bones, and also help in blood clotting. They help your blood a lot. They are very important in your body structure. Most minerals are quickly used up, and so you need to replenish them often. Now, what food do we take to get minerals? Fruits, organ meat, dark leafy vegetables, cheese, liver, shellfish. Shellfish like adode. Adode. If you're in Nigeria, things like esem, that is periwinkle, mbe, echokre, which is crab. All these things, they contain this. You need to take them more often when you eat. As you take them, you are helping yourself. So water, the final one. Water is the most essential abundant nutrient in your body. You say, water doesn't contain anything. Water. Yes, water provides the flow. Like I said, solvent. It enables other nutrients to dissolve and be carried to other parts of the body where they are needed. It removes waste, regulate body temperature, cushion sensitive part of your body such as the brain, and all that you can outline much more. What I'm just giving you is the basic ones. Now, together with food nutrients, supply energy, regulate body function, promote growth, and repair body tissue. Each nutrient that we have taken must work together. And that is where we bring it to what we call balanced diet. Balanced diet is to ensure that the food you are eating contains enough carbohydrates, enough fat, enough for energy, enough protein to provide you the amino acid you need for your body well-being, to make new cells and tissues and repair your bodies. You also need vitamins and all these ones. You must put them in the right quantity, depending on especially your effective, how you put your body to work. Let me not be going big grammar. Now, if you are doing more of sedentary work, you don't need so much of carbohydrate, all right, because they will become too heavy, they won't burn. But if you are doing heavy work, like, you are a driver, sometimes, even as a driver, you don't even need to take so much because you have to sit for a long time. Now, if you are doing some building, you're a builder, you're a craftsman, all these things you have to take enough. Now, good nutritionists will help you to plan. If you don't know how to arrange it, go to the internet. We are thankful to God for internet. Just tell them the kind of job you do and the kind of food you should eat. They will give you a good roster for good balanced diet. Okay? Now, we close by telling us some problems associated with malnutrition. When our food is not balanced and we're not eating very well, certain things begin to happen to our body. All right? And then certain nutritional problems begin to develop. It does not sometimes start immediately. It comes gradually, and before you know it, it is telling on you. And they are producing all kinds of diseases and sicknesses that are mainly non-communicable diseases, diabetes, high blood pressure, hepatitis, and the rest of them. Now, hepatitis is transmittable, especially hepatitis B. All right? I'll talk about the ones that are not transmittable mainly. Now, if you are not taking enough protein, you have what we call PEM, protein energy malnutrition. Two major malnutrition problem or disease you suffer is one, marasmus. Marasmus is a condition of health where you are not taking enough protein. If the total food intake does not provide necessary energy, the person starts to do what? To lose the glucose that is stored in the liver and the fat that are stored under the skin or the abdomen. And when this happens, the body tissues, such as the muscles, are broken down, to supply enough energy, because you're not having enough energy in your body. So every other thing are breaking down. Before you know it, you begin to emaciate and look thin. Have you seen some people you meet before they were looking plumpy, now they're looking they look like Ndi. Now sometimes adults can recover from that if they resume food, but children, when it happens to children and become chronic, it can become problem, and that's why they suffer from. Children suffer from marasmus mainly. In this case, growth ceases. The children don't grow well, and they are in what we call permanent retardation and mental retardation, especially in children. That is why during Civil War, a lot of children suffered this. That's what we call it in Ghana. They call it kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor. In Nigeria, we call it kwashiorkor. Now, during the Civil War, this kwashiorkor or kwashiorkor, as we call it, is one of the things that killed plenty of the children. This results when the diet lack protein. So when you don't have enough energy, you have marasmus. When you lack protein, you have a kwashiorkor. Now the effect is that see them, their stomach become big and their body is dry. It affects growth and also negatively affect the working of the body system. Now we have what we call vitamin deficiency. When you have vitamin deficiency, how will I know? Now vitamin A deficiency or keratomalacia. Now this happens when diet lack what? Retinol. Retinol is what forms part of your light sensitive pigments in your eyes, and the early symptom is inability to see in dim light, and other times you see rough skin and fatigue. You get weak easily. Now you are lacking keratomalacia, which is vitamin A. If you lack vitamin D, you have what we call rickety poor bones. Tooth development become problem. In fact, all this malnutrition is worse, especially in children. It can even lead to hearing loss. If you have vitamin E deficiency, you have problem with your red blood cell, rupture of the left portion just broke up open. Fat deposits in the muscles, and these are not good. Now we have vitamin K deficiency. The problem you have is low blood clotting, no hemorrhage, especially in newborn babies. Vitamin B thiamine, or it's a thiamine. Now they create what we call inflammation of the nerves, and it can cause heart failure, what we call beriberi. All right, we have that's vitamin B1, vitamin B2, riboflavin. Now, if you have it, you have some what they call cheilosis, which have to do with the cracking of your lips, scaling of your skin, and sensitive eye. All right, we have vitamin B3, niacin or nicotinic acid actually. Now this one will create problem with your liver and cause pellagra, some kind of drawings on your body that looks somehow, sore in the mouth, diarrhea, and depression. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine. Now it causes anemia, inflamed skin, loss of appetite, nausea, nervousness. These are the things you have experienced when you lack this vitamin. Vitamin B6, okay, that's vitamin B6. Vitamin B12, that is folic acid. Folic acid, if is deficient, you have what we call inflammation of the tongue and also experience diarrhea. Then we have the pantothenic acid. Now, when you lack that one, it creates weakness, nausea, loss of appetite, and then you are prone to infection. Then biotin is another problem that has to do with vitamin. To the deficiency we see evidence we see in skin disorder, anemia, muscle pain, and poor appetite. Then vitamin C, ascorbic acid. Now, if you have deficiency in that, you experience scurvy, slow healing wounds, bleeding gum, and loss of teeth. Finally, we look at minerals deficiency. When you lose minerals like calcium, you have slow blood clotting, soft bone, osteoporosis, which is in adult, rickety in children. You have iron. Iron deficiency will lead to anemia, fatigue, skin paleness, and the rest of them. Iodine deficiency can lead to goiter. That thing that grows. Okay. Goiter, enlargement of the thyroid gland, loss of physical and mental vigor. Then you lose, if you are deficient of fluorine, you have excess dental decay. Your teeth get rotten easily. And then selenium. Now, if you lack this one, you have what they call premature aging. Premature aging. Nkoso. That is what they call it in Igbo language. That you are growing older than your age. Stunted growth might result, especially in children. Now, what we eat is considered an environmental factor, actually, and they influence our health, both in positive and in negative way. What do you consume? What do you put into your mouth and swallow? Please be very careful. Healthy diet with an optimal balance of nutrients will help you to accomplish your daily activities, and your mind will be very alert. Most of you that are having some kind of revelations when you sleep, you are seeing yourself falling into hellfire. Or you see some people carrying you are going home. Pastor, I nearly went home last night because it's poor nutrition. You don't eat well. So your mental processes are not working well. I need to hallucinate and see all kinds of things. I'm not saying that I know revelation, but some people when people tell me their revelation, I know that they have some problem with their health, and we need to deal with that fast. Now, within your diet, a deficiency or excess of the nutrient can affect your health negatively. So in closing, remember that your health is not a product of chance. You don't just be healthy. You have to make a choice and follow all the required procedures that is required. We have talked about environment. We have talked about food. We have talked about drugs. There may be other things we don't have chance to talk about, but please look into that. Thank God we have internet. Go back there and check. And if you don't understand them, call us. By the grace of God, I'm a health educator. And so somehow this is my job to teach people about health. And I have incorporated it into the Bible college so that students will also have good health. We're not giving you a complete dose of health education, but we're giving you at least the basic health education that you need. Follow all we have taught in this basic health course, or what we call the minister's health care, and then as a child of God, you will live healthy. You will be a good, healthy child of God. So that when you begin to bind demon of this and demon of that, remember one time I told you that I was feeling very sick, and then a sister came to visit me. I was on campus then, and then she said, "Oh, you are not feeling fine." I said, "Yes." It's okay, let me take you to where I can get drugs for you. Drugs. On our way going, I remembered that I have not eaten. I said, it's like I've not eaten since morning. No, please, let me go to a restaurant first and eat before I go for the drug. She said, okay. We went to the restaurant. After I finished eating, all the symptoms vanished. So most of the sickness you are suffering is not demon. They are sickness. A pastor went with his wife to visit a church member who didn't come to church. And that brother was on the ground. He was shivering. And the pastor saw the brother. You demons from the pit of hell. You forces of evil. The pastor's wife sneaked away from there and went out to prepare food and brought the food. While the pastor was doing kabashing, the brother was on ground. When he opened his eyes and saw the pastor's wife brought the food, he just forgot the pastor and got up and said, "Mama, you are in the spirit." He took the food and came down and finished. And that was when the pastor realized, this is not you demons from the pit of hell. It is hunger, agro. Praise the Lord. Don't let food wahala kill you. We have talked about 3 things. 1, environment. 2, drugs. 3, nutrition. Please go through them carefully. Listen again. Make further researches. If you are a regular student, we'll give you the material you read. Don't just read to pass exams. Please, let it be part and parcel of you. That's what we call practical theology. When what we are taught, you put it into your everyday life. All right. That brings us to the end of today's lesson, environment, health, drug, and nutrition. Next week, we'll continue with our healthcare studies, ministers' healthcare studies. And I believe that God has blessed you. While we pray for you to be healthy and be healed, please, you have a part to play. Whether you're a pastor or not. A pastor died some time ago because he neglected his health and he died. Another one collapsed while preaching. They thought that demons have killed him. No, it was no food that he collapsed and almost died, if not that they helped him. The other one died, the other one, they had to rush and did the needful, and he survived. Please, God bless you as you put these things to work. All right, before we go, know that the CDI is a tuition-free school, and we do not pay tuition fee. For those of you who are regular students, we have some few regular students from various parts of the world. And then you only pay a commitment fee, which is just a little token. And you are supposed to be giving offering to support the broadcast and the school, because it helps us to train people for free. Accept this challenge and be part of it. Father, accept our offering as we give to the glory of your name. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, God bless you for joining us. We'll see you again next week for another area of ministers' healthcare. Good night.